Sorry.
All right.
On the show, he makes me nervous.
I am ready.
Well, I should.
Let's talk about this. So Dale and Max, let's talk about them. All right.
Do we have to?
They went to go see the prom yesterday.
We
together.
held
Were any of us like were? None of us were invited.
Oh, it's a show queen relationship. Okay, got it.
Show queen.
Oh, were you using Tony as
Where
like
the queen is.
arm candy?
Hottest guy in the theater was walking me down to the front row.
Said that to me. He's so cute. I love John Hayden.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Right? Yeah, I was wondering.
Oh, that's a cute
You
block.
say it too? Wow.
I thought it was actually reflux.
Wow.
All right.
Let's have a great show.
I'd watch you guys have sex.
Oh dear.
You may.
You may, actually.
Hello and welcome to the most unusual queer news tonight that you will encounter, and the queerness. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. As you can see, Al is away and the kids will play. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus evening news show. It's time to queer up the news. It's 8 p.m. Wednesday, December 15th, 2021, and we are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight with Al Ferguson.
Thank you for joining Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens, you will see it, especially tonight. Queer News Tonight is supported by viewers like you. We are part of the partnership between Happening Out Television Network and Hotspots Magazine. Hotspots is celebrating 36 years of the LGBTQ plus experience. We bring you the best of LGBTQ plus news, entertainment, and support of our community.
You look so sexy in that little Santa hat today.
Thanks,
and you're kind of glowing. I'm wondering what that has to do with,
John Hayden.
You went out on a date last night.
John Hayden.
All right, we're going to get to that later for sure. Hello, everyone. I am your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat. We are missing Al Ferguson a little bit. Are we missing him? We are missing him.
You know, it brings down the mean age.
Wow. That was mean.
That was like
That was the mean age right there.
That was mean, and
Al,
I
he
like
said
you
it.
even more now, Max. All right, so let's get this party started. Let's welcome my brother, Mr. Tony Lima. He's the CEO of SunServe right here in Wilton Manors. He's a longtime South Florida LGBTQ plus activist and political advocate, as well as the anchor of the world's first monthly transgender talk show, Translation. Good evening, hermanito.
Good evening, sis. I'm so happy to be here with all of you, as I am all the time, it feels like. Almost every day, it feels like. But this is my last show of the year, so I'm wearing the hat because I want to be as festive as possible.
Thank you to Misty for the hat.
Yes,
Super.
thank you, Misty Eyes, for this gorgeous hat. It's hot, but gorgeous. I just want
like
to...
you.
John Hayden and I...
Can we get to the show?
Can I just say, before I introduce my new boyfriend, my new beau, John Hayden.
Wow, they're going to be all over Instagram in 10 minutes. Watch.
Ouch.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Wow, it's getting real.
He did.
Wow. I just want to say, I want to wish everyone a happily, she made me nervous because she just said that, and it's very true. A happy holiday season. I hope you have a wonderful time with your family or your chosen family or whoever you choose to celebrate with. And I'll see you next year. But before I see you next year, I'm going to introduce my new beau. Let's welcome John Hayden, a reporter for South Florida Gay News, covering politics, arts, and philanthropic organizations. John has been a journalist for 26 years, much of it covering the stupidity and scandals of Hollywood. He's interviewed nearly every big name in TV, movies, music, and considers the time he spent with Cher as the best 4 minutes of his life. Good evening, John. I thought the best 4 minutes of your life were with me.
That's going to be between shows.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen.
Oh dear.
Thank you very much. I do work for SFG, and this week the mayor, Scott Newton, announced his re-election bid. He said it will be his last run for re-election. I talked with him about the future of the city, building up, building greener, and how to get the water in Wilton Manors to be less yellow, even if though it is drinkable. So please check it out in this week's SFGN, online and on stands tomorrow. That said, let's also welcome Maxx Fenning from Prism Florida Incorporated. At just 17, Maxx founded this amazing nonprofit organization that works to expand access to LGBTQ plus inclusive education and sexual health resources for LGBTQ plus youth in Florida. Now at 19, Maxx is a senior citizen. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's a senior at University of Florida.
There you go.
And serves as Prism's president. Good evening,
Good
Maxx.
one, John.
Median age going right back up. Let's welcome anchor Dale Stine,
No comment on
a
it.
master's graduate from Juilliard School. He is a well-known photographer, famous for his photographs of internationally acclaimed celebrities and personalities. He is presently the director of music ministry at Unity on the Bay and moderator of South Florida's largest LGBTQ plus Facebook group, Miami Gayest. He served on the Miami Beach LGBTQ Advisory Committee and now sits on the city's Human Rights Committee. Good evening, Dale.
Good evening. And see, we warned you about that remote. Yeah, and I'd just like to say also happy holidays. And at Unity on the Bay, we will be having services on Christmas Eve as well as New Year's Eve. So we always are in person and live streaming. So you can find us on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So I hope to see many of you there. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the Queer News Today for today, Wednesday, December 15th.
All right, so let's kick it off by queering up education. Students in Texas school district demand change to anti-LGBTQ plus internet policy. Watch this.
Undoubtedly discriminatory.
Cameron Samuels, a senior at Seven Lakes High School, is referring to a Katy ISD internet policy that school district administrators say is aligned with the Children's Internet Protection Act, or CIPA. The policy blocks access to websites based on content considered to be inappropriate. But Samuels says it also filters out crucial access to LGBTQ resources.
When a student is on the verge of committing suicide, it's imperative that they have access to a suicide prevention lifeline like the Trevor Project.
Samuel says when Katy ISD students try to use the school's internet to access the Trevor Project and other sites geared towards the LGBTQ community, they instead get a denial message like this one. Katy ISD officials sent us a statement that partly reads, quote, "Because there are billions of websites housed on the World Wide Web, content that is made available to students during the instructional day is reviewed and filtered by a third-party school-based platform that ensures CIPA compliance." End quote. Katy ISD did not say it blocks access to websites solely because they're geared towards LGBTQ issues, but rather content involving human sexuality, as seen in this message restricting access to the Human Rights Campaign's website. Samuels, though, is convinced the policy currently in place sends a strong message in the wrong direction.
And that they aren't seen as who they are.
Students in the Katy Independent School District in the Houston, Texas suburbs are saying that they will not be silenced until what they consider to be LGBTQ discrimination through internet policies is put to an end. The Montrose Center, a landmark LGBTQ plus institution in Houston, and a number of other LGBTQ plus related sites are currently inaccessible to students using district internet. Spokesperson Austin Ruiz said, quote, "When we first found out that our website, the Montrose Center's website, was blocked, we were really perplexed because we are a social services organization," end quote. Katy ISD said content made available to students during the instructional day is filtered by a third-party school-based platform that ensures compliance with the Children's Internet Protection Act. Hyperlinks within websites like chat rooms may be responsible for issues. The district technology department is now reviewing a number of sites, including that of the Montrose Center.
You know, I think, especially now that we have young people so present online and so many young people getting that support from online, especially when they can't get it from from at home, from their family. This is extremely detrimental, and you think that this things like the Trevor Project, HRC, these aren't like new organizations or websites that are just now coming onto the services, the filtering services radar. Like this should have already been handled quite some time ago. They're not really being thrown for a loop right now. They've had plenty of time to really be able to do this, and they're just not.
What's really perplexing, it was that shot that I had that's killing me right now. What's really what's really confusing.
He drank Malibu, guys. It really is not even a shot, okay? As a real drinker, okay, it's not even a shot. It's
I don't
like,
miss Al at all. I don't.
It's like sun lotion, suntan lotion in a shot.
Can we go back to
Because I have like Al the second right here.
So what was perplexing?
What
you
I was
further?
trying, thank you for saying perplexing for me.
Wow.
The issue is none of these websites are focused on sexuality in any kind of inappropriate way or what can
At
be
all.
deemed as
It's not
appropriate.
Pornhub or something like that.
Right. I mean, they may touch on like the derivatives of sexuality, right? Like identifying people, but nothing that could or should be deemed as questionable. So I'm with you. I feel like this is a huge disservice to the young people in Texas who are trying to just get basic information because they probably don't have community resources that they could easily attend a program, attend a support group, or something along that line. So I just think it's a really tragic situation.
Web blocking is modern day book burning. That's just what it is. Keeping information from children to protect the children. That's all that this is.
Protect.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What are we in dictatorship Cuba? Like you're really going to stop these children from just
Right,
getting
right.
information? I mean, imagine a kid. Okay, everybody at this table, remember before you came out. Okay, that feeling of loneliness and looking for others that felt how you were. The easiness of going on the internet and finding that and knowing that you're not alone is so important for us. To not think about maybe killing ourselves, which is something that every single LGBTQ person I know has thought about.
Exactly.
Mic drop on FayWhat. Okay.
And on that note, let's queer up South Florida. If you thought our beaches were steamy, check out this pulled Visit Lauderdale ad. Fort Lauderdale is home to tropical beaches, fantastic restaurants, beautiful waterways, and steamy bisexual threesomes.
Yeah, baby. Woohoo! Oh,
A
sorry.
story recently posted on the verified Instagram account for Visit Lauderdale seems to be marketing to an often overlooked part of our community, the B in the LGBTQ. The 14-second video, which was posted on Sunday night and then promptly taken down, captures an apparent menage a trois between a sultry brunette and two hunks at a rooftop pool, ostensibly somewhere in Fort Lauderdale. This woman gazes into the eyes of the man to her left, passionately caresses the face of the man on her right, and gazes toward the camera as text appears on the screen. Welcome, thrill seekers. Visit Lauderdale. This video is curiously captioned, quote, "If you like the beach as much as you like nightlife, then get ready for the time of your life," end quote. Zachary Durand, a spokesperson for Fort Lauderdale Mayor Dean Trantalis, tells New Times via email that the ad was commissioned by the county, not the city. Quote, "This ad was approved by the team of Visit Lauderdale. The mayor does not participate in Visit Lauderdale's marketing discussions or decisions," end quote. The abortive ad appeared less than 3 months after the Broward County government Facebook page posted an ethnically insensitive dancing taco gif to commemorate the first day of National Hispanic Heritage Month. That might explain why they featured fewer tacos and more sausages this time around.
No puedo.
serious?
I
Did
mean,
this
no
happen
way
with the
comfortable
tacos?
saying that.
Who is in charge of their campaigns? I think I just really want to meet them and have a little cocktail. But it's not even that riveting. It's kind of photographically charming and cute and sexy. It's not a menage. We don't know it's leading to a menage a trois. We just and we don't see
alludes
that.
to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guys never even look at each other. Like
No,
they
not
never
at
make
all.
eye contact.
There's
They're
no
all like
contact.
staring at the girl for what reasons I don't understand.
Ah.
But you asked who's in charge of it. Richard Gray he does a lot of the outreach for LGBT.
We're calling people out. Okay.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I reached out to him. I called him today. He wasn't able to return my phone call. But I think that's like the one person in the story that we haven't heard from yet is their response. So
How
I'm
did
going
it
to keep an
started?
open mind.
Like how did that happen?
Yeah, I was just asking how it happened. But I mean, again, my responses weren't called. But I did put it out there, and hopefully we'll hear back and be able to learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah, no, he will return. He's a friend of the show, and I know that he want his opinion out there for sure. But I love the content of this video. I don't understand why they pulled it. Think about Vegas. Think about all the commercials that they have for Vegas.
This
right?
looks like it was shot at the top of the Palms in Vegas.
It really does. It really does look like it. But I mean, what they say
Oh,
is like,
yeah.
okay, you come to Vegas and it's Sin City. Whatever happens there stays there, right? We learned that as children. Damn it. Why not have that same kind of experience here? Because you do, and it does happen. We've got beautiful people, beautiful weather, and beaches. Throw some alcohol in there. Menage a trois for all.
Damn
Well,
right.
I got my first one.
Damn
You
right,
really
Peach.
just said that. You really just said that out loud. You know what I think is interesting, and not to not help you land the plane, but this doesn't seem in any way, shape, or form like it's focused on LGBTQ people at all.
I agree.
Right? This is fetishizing
very straight thing,
what
yeah.
straight people think is hot. You know, a girl and two guys. Maybe the next one should be a guy and two girls, right? If they're going along the same vein. But this doesn't speak to me in any way, shape, or form. This doesn't make me want to go to Fort Lauderdale more. Like, show me two like chunky, hairy guys, one arm over the other, sharing a piece of cake.
Right? Going to the prom.
Going to the prom, or sharing a piece of cake or something, and then I'll be like, oh, maybe I should go to Fort Lauderdale.
Right, I agree. I think this feels like more of like a fetishization of bisexuality than an actual like
facing up.
Yeah, exactly. It feels more like and well, I think John made the comment of like they're not even looking at each other. Like the two guys aren't even looking at each other. It's very much like a fetishized like it's more tying into that sort of like idealized version of it among straight people. I think more.
We move on. Now we queer up South Florida gay news. Racism strikes in the gayest place on earth. People who live in and around Wilton Manors like to think we live in a bubble of acceptance and inclusiveness. Well, that perceived bubble has burst. In this week's SFGN online and on stands tomorrow, I report on racial attacks towards performers at Wilton area clubs. I speak with Lenora J., who, along with Antonio Edwards, were victims of a vile racial attack last week. Both are people of color. I also speak with the new manager at La Boy, who's seen degrading behavior and verbal attacks on dancers of color for years. He once was a dancer himself and is using his new position to crack down on customers who get out of line. Some will find this story shocking. You know who's not shocked? The performers. Antonio and Lenora both say the reality is Wilton and South Florida are not nearly as welcoming as the brochures would have us believe. You can read the entire story in this week's SFGN on stands and online tomorrow, and I really hope you do.
Those dreamy blue eyes.
Well, oh dear.
I just could hear you say
we saw Antonio's post, right, on Facebook a couple days ago telling the world about what had happened at one of their gigs.
Yeah, and Lenora is a very good friend of mine. She's my Pisces sister, and I just had a conversation with her just on the way up to tape the show today. And what she said also to you, I think, in the interview, is that this is not, it's not such an uncommon occurrence. There's no surprise in this. She and Antonio and other performers of color have been dealing with these racist microaggressions for decades. And it's, as you pointed out in your article, or you alluded to in the story, they've been dealing with this kind of behavior in this area for years. For years. She's been at one of the clubs she's at for almost a decade. And she deals with this kind of thing on a regular basis. And she said when the incident happened...
So can we not say what the incident is?
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Can you just set the stage? I'll say it.
Yeah, there was a person who was very inebriated. And it was at the last song of this show. And this is a person that she had met there before, a few months ago. And he became very agitated and whatever, and came up to them at the end of the show and then referenced, I don't want any N-word songs in here, any N people singing them. So it was very direct and to the point that he wanted to make. So Lenora said that immediately she has a lot of very, very supportive fans and patrons. And she said there was a line of big, buff, muscular guys ready to, as she said, to tear up his entire ass.
To kick some ass. And also the employees there at the establishment were all
totally
went
supportive.
to her defense immediately as well.
This person, this is very interesting also, this person was banned from the premises 7 years ago. 2014.
So does that go away after 7 years?
But because there's new management, and the person was presenting differently than this person normally presents. So he was not even recognized as how he's normally dressed.
Yeah.
So he went unnoticed.
Yeah, well, bar staff turns over.
In 7 years, of course. But even had it been the staff that was there 7 years ago, they might not have recognized the person because he was presenting in a totally different way than he usually does.
Yeah. Well,
but I think, not to hog the conversation, but I think the important part of this is that it's yet another eye-opener, as if we need one, because we have eye-openers every day, every minute, every hour.
Yeah.
And it's just part of a bigger picture of systemic racism that is just pervasive. And that's what we need to address.
Yeah.
We like to think that we're in this bubble, especially as a white person myself, that we're in this bubble of being able to choose to really only engage with white people who we think of as not being racist. And as a person of color, you don't get that same privilege because a racist problem is not with me. it's with people of color. And so as a person of color, your bubble is continuously being broken, and people are continuously invading your space and giving you issues just for the sake of bigotry, in a way that I don't have to deal with. And so I have the privilege of being able to only engage with people who are like-minded in that way.
And you're still young, honey, because you're going to see stupidity and racism
of course.
In the future.
And I do.
Remember this conversation when we talk about that, you know?
And racism doesn't have to be like someone being attacked, right? Like you said, microaggressions,
exactly.
right? Like microaggressions are pervasive everywhere in this community, right? Like I'm a pretty white passing Latino, and I get them all the time. I get them,
really?
Yes,
Wow.
all the time
Or
from
people will
donors,
say,
people who I work with,
dumb
people
stuff in front of us.
Right.
It's like, wow, just because we pass.
And this is another comment Lenora made. She said she was reading the comments on Antonio's post, and there were so many. It's the most comments he's ever gotten on a post. And there were some people she thought, you have got some nerve even making a comment because I have had microaggressions from you, bitch. I mean, so.
It could be so ingrained that people making the microaggressions don't even realize
that they're doing it.
The microaggressions. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of them do, but I can see how some people, it's just the way it's always been, which is, of course, it's not as an excuse.
And we're a pretty white presenting table up here talking about it, even though we're Latino and Latina. We are,
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. And, stories like this have to remind us that we are not as far as we think we are. BLM is so important, and we can go on and on. Lenora J., we love you here. And thank you for getting back up on a stage the following day. That's the kind of badass that you are. We love you.
New Yorker.
Next, let's queer up gay culture. Sephora gets even gayer for the holidays. Conservatives are going full Grinch. One angry Karen, we mean 1 million moms, is at it again. What sinfully hedonistic and satanic company are they after now? Sephora, of course, in a recent commercial for their It's the Beauty You Give campaign, the popular makeup and skincare retailer features people of different shapes, sizes, colors, races, and genders. And that included a super cute gay couple and their puppies, gifting each other goodies for Sephora for the holiday season. Because we can have nice things, though, 1 million Moms' lone singular voice director, Monica Cole, took issue with the 30-second ad, claiming it is the latest attack in the, quote, culture war, end quote, on Christian values. In a statement, Monica, posted, quote, Sephora, a company that sells cosmetics, beauty products, and fragrances, has really crossed the line by featuring 2 gay men in its newest commercial. The Sephora Holiday Gifting 2021 ad shows various friends and family members smiling while giving each other Christmas gifts, but the homosexual couple is the only romantic couple included in the advertisement. After one man is shown opening a gift from their dogs, which is obviously from his partner, the commercial concludes with the 2 men kissing on the lips. Sephora's primary customer base is women, yet the company ends the commercial with 2 men kissing. Watch this.
Hey, Snotty. You guys.
Love you.
Just keep on smiling. Thank you, Mom. You're welcome. Just keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling.
This commercial is adorable. I love the commercial. Why do they gotta hate on us? The whole entire commercial is all kinds of different couples and people and different kind of relationships, platonic relationships that are just giving each other gifts. Now, I love Sephora. If you've been to Sephora, you know Sephora is expensive as hell. I went in there with a gift certificate and I got like a lip gloss, 1 lip gloss. So the last part of that commercial when it's 2 gay boys and it's a very big box, of course he kissed them because there was a bunch of stuff in that box and it's expensive. It's Sephora.
This ad makes me want to go to Sephora as much as the previous ad made me not want to go to Fort Lauderdale.
1 million moms hates puppies.
That's what it is.
That's all you gotta say right there. That's all.
Let's talk about microaggressions. Like, this entire commercial was not white people.
No.
Right? It was pretty much all people of color. Except one woman, the one that you were like, oh, wow, yeah.
I was like, I want to be her neighbor.
You kind of could tell she could have been Middle Eastern or whatever the case may be. So I think that could be part of it in an underlying sort of way. It's not just the gay guys kissing. It's just that this is not a commercial that shows what you normally see. Blue-eyed, pretty, blonde people loving on each other, whatever the case may be.
It's not a commercial made for Monica, and Monica's used to things being made for her.
Exactly.
Her and her 4 friends that make million moms.
I hate this idea of, like, as a mom, insert racism here, insert homophobia here, insert transphobia here. Like you birthing someone does not give you the right to discriminate against people, and I hate that that's like a defense for some reason.
Right. That's a
Go
really
see
good
the
point.
prom.
Okay, well, next, let's queer up South Florida. FlockFest made waves for LGBTQ+ in Winterfest Boat Parade. The Seminole Hard Rock Winterfest Boat Parade is the best show on H2O and the traditional kickoff to the South Florida holiday season. Bringing together our community and visitors from around the world, this one-of-a-kind parade of beautifully decorated boats of all sizes is a can't-miss extravaganza. This year was the 50th anniversary of the parade, and the LGBTQ+ community flocked out for the inclusion of a FlockFest boat. Pink flamingos and balloons adorned the yacht, and a giant rubber ducky joined the festivities as well. We encourage all of our viewers to go to winterfestparade.com/People's Choice Award to vote for the FlockFest boat. Or you can text BOAT54 to 844-675-0705. Flock yeah.
You remind me of Ryan Seacrest when he used to read off all the numbers for the contestants at the end of their segments.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kudos to FlockFest
I
for
love
having
FlockFest.
such a great entry. We love Stephen Crawford and Ryan Young. This is great representation in something that's not traditionally LGBTQ.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good contender, and hopefully they win this.
And they did a great job on the boat. The big rubber ducky
Adorable.
and the flamingo and everything, and a bunch of adorable, cute gay boys. Oh, and Daisy Dead Petals was also on their boat
We
as
love
well.
Daisy.
How come they never invite us?
We never get invited to things like this.
They don't
The
invite us?
FlockFest is so on the map, and more so every year. I really love that. You know,
Yeah, and I love all the if you don't know about FlockFest, look them up. They have a Facebook page as well. They
have a
help
really good
other
Instagram,
organizations.
a good
So
Instagram
they'll
page.
have little events. They'll have events, and it's not for themselves. It's always for another incredible organization. So we love what they do. We're there to support them. And 2022, we are on board with you guys for sure.
For 2022, you need to invite Faye and Tony to be on your yacht. How about that, guys?
Tony will go topless.
No.
Oh.
We
You'll go
both will
bottomless.
I'll go bottomless. I will. Anyway.
Well, I guess I don't get to go.
I saw that one coming.
Honey.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Wow, this show is a mess today.
Let's talk about church.
Next, we report on our partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. We are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine and supporting that partnership. Happening Out Television Network broadcasts the largest LGBTQ+ religious live broadcast in the world, as more than 30,000 watch every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Watch this.
I'm Dr. Ty Hauser, professor at Broward College and host of Gay Town Hall. Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
So we finished tonight's Queer News headlines with what we call LGBTQ+ Flash News. LGBTQ+ Flash News. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14 features cis straight queen, and Gottmik has thoughts. Watch this.
My look.
Known for its over-the-top personalities and larger-than-life femininity, RuPaul's Drag Race is no stranger to breaking barriers. Since it launched in 2009, the competition series has become a global phenomenon, giving mainstream legitimacy to a nightclub art form and transforming small-town performers, including Trixie Mattel, Blanca Del Rio, and Alyssa Edwards, into worldwide celebrities. But when the show announced last week that it had cast its first straight cisgender male drag queen, Maddie Morphosis, for its coming season in January, fans questioned whether they were prepared for the series, which is known for making herstory to make history. Drag Race alum Gottmik, as the first ever transgender male contestant on the show, spoke up about the controversy in a recent interview with Variety, saying, quote, "When I first got announced on the show, I was flooded with people who did not think I should be on the show or I shouldn't be doing drag. I feel like she's going through that exact same thing right now. Drag is for everyone. It's not about your identity. And as long as she knows where drag came from and the references and just the background of the sacred form that drag truly is, she's gonna be fine and turn it, you know?" End quote. Drag is for everyone. It's not about identity.
I'm wondering whether Metamorphosis is really not gay or won't be gay by the end of the season.
Oh, I'm not here to speculate at all. But Faye, you're right. Let's get real. Drag is for everyone. Now, girl, go sissy that walk.
You agree with me. I love it. That's why we're a couple.
Well, not to take it down too much, but I love this quote from dear Lady Bunny. For all of those who are concerned about queer people and queer spaces, check out their Twitter, their Instagram, and see if there's anything on there about the Senate passing the Equality Act. We are so dumbed down and so unaware of our own rights that gay communities will run around acting like this entertainment thing is the be-all and end-all of gay rights.
She got it right. She's right.
It's just a eye-opener, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that there's a fine line between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation, and I think that this is really like towing that line a little bit.
LGBTQ plus flash news. Wonder Woman's lasso of truth calls out J.K. Rowling. Legendary actor Linda Carter stood up for transgender people and explained the importance of affirming people's identities on social media today. Her positive words come just after J.K. Rowling tweeted about trans women being rapists, which Queer News Tonight reported on last night, leading many of Wonder Woman's fans to conclude that she was subtweeting the uber-wealthy Harry Potter author. In the tweet, Carter said, quote, "You don't have to be trans to understand the importance of respecting trans people and affirming their identities. Life is just too short. I can't imagine how it makes any sense to use one's fame and resources to put others down," end quote. Fantastic that Linda Carter, and a very proud Latina, is putting this into the airwaves. We need more celebrities to speak out, since they have a platform, speak out to really support our trans family and LGBTQ people as a whole.
Yeah, Linda Carter is fabulous. I love her. This was not subtweeting. This was sub-shading. Good for you.
And you know, with every tweet and every breath, it seems, J.K. Rowling becomes more and more her own Voldemort, the one who must not be named.
I find it really interesting that this is what she's doing right when this new like 20th anniversary or whatever is coming up. This is what she's spending her time. But go off, I guess.
Don't listen to Max. Screw Max, okay? Don't listen to this
I didn't-
kid,
I
all
didn't
right?
mean Wonder
Linda
Woman.
Carter, just
I
so
meant
you know,
J.K.
Mama, you
Rowling.
can still get it, Linda Carter. If you want to get it with I will be there.
I meant
Refix what you said. Take it back. Was it against Wonder Woman?
No,
or was it
I
against...
meant the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter.
Well, speak it up. Speak it up, little man.
I don't know why J.K. Rowling's using her time doing this right now.
You made Max blush.
Yeah, I know, right?
Aw.
Wow.
Max
So
needs a hug.
on that note,
I think so.
Do you feel misunderstood?
I do, truly.
they're having a moment. So that's today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. Is our community important to you?
Then help us by liking and subscribing. Ring the bell for updates. Share this news with your family and friends, including your crazy red-hatted uncle that's going to come to dinner on Christmas.
Post this broadcast in the many groups you're a member of. Tonight's stories about our community deserve the attention of your family and friends.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support.
Al is never going to let me host the show.
Well, you just
I
attacked
just said that out loud. I'm sorry. Wow. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Happening Out Television Network and Queer News Tonight. I'm your girl and anchor, FayWhat? And on behalf of these incredible LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, yes, you, John.
Oh, okay.
Including Tony Lima, John Hayden, Maxx Fenning, and Dale Stine. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. and that means mañana. See you tomorrow. Good
You
night.
didn't do your thing. Yeah, I was waiting for this.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT.
Aaron Samuels, a senior at Seven Lakes High School, is referring to a Katy ISD internet policy that school district administrators say is aligned with the Children's Internet Protection Act, or CIPA. The policy blocks access to websites based on content considered to be inappropriate. But Samuels says it also filters out crucial access to LGBTQ resources.
When a student is on the verge of committing suicide, it's imperative that they have access to a suicide prevention lifeline like the Trevor Project.
Samuel says when Katy ISD students try to use the school's internet to access the Trevor Project and other sites geared towards the LGBTQ community, they instead get a denial message like this one. Katy ISD officials sent us a statement that partly reads, quote, "Because there are billions of websites housed on the World Wide Web, content that is made available to students during the instructional day is reviewed and filtered by a third-party school-based platform that ensures CIPA compliance," end quote. Katy ISD did not say it blocks access to websites solely because they're geared towards LGBTQ issues, but rather content involving human sexuality, as seen in this message restricting access to the Human Rights Campaign's website. Samuels, though, is convinced the policy currently in place sends a strong message in the wrong direction.
And that they aren't seen as who they are.
Students in the Katy Independent School District in the Houston, Texas suburbs are saying that they will not be silenced until what they consider to be LGBTQ discrimination through internet policies is put to an end. The Montrose Center, a landmark LGBTQ plus institution in Houston, and a number of other LGBTQ plus related sites are currently inaccessible to students using district internet. Spokesperson Austin Ruiz said, quote, "When we first found out that our website, the Montrose Center's website, was blocked, we were really perplexed because we are a social services organization," end quote. Katy ISD said content made available to students during the instructional day is filtered by a third-party school-based platform that ensures compliance with the Children's Internet Protection Act. Hyperlinks within websites like chat rooms may be responsible for issues. The district technology department is now reviewing a number of sites, including that of the Montrose Center.
You know, I think, especially now that we have young people so present online and so many young people getting that support from online, especially when they can't get it from you know, from at home, from their family. This is extremely detrimental, and you think that, you know, there's things like the Trevor Project, HRC. These aren't like new organizations or websites that are just now coming onto this services, you know, the filtering services radar. Like, this should have already been handled quite some time ago. They're not really being thrown for a loop right now. They've had plenty of time to really be able to do this, and they're just not.
What's really perplexing, it was that shot that I had that's just killing me right now. What's really what's really confusing.
You know, he drank Malibu, guys. It really is not even a shot, okay? As a real drinker, okay, it's not even a shot. It's
I don't
like,
miss Al at all.
It's like sun lotion, suntan lotion in a shot.
Can we go back to this?
Because I have like Al the second right here.
So what was perplexing?
What I was
there?
trying, thank you for saying perplexing for me.
Wow.
The issue is none of these websites are focused on sexuality in any kind of inappropriate way or what can be deemed as
not
appropriate.
Pornhub or something like that.
Right. I mean, they may touch on like the derivatives of sexuality, right? Like identifying people, but nothing that could or should be deemed as questionable. So I'm with you. I feel like this is a huge disservice to the young people in Texas who are trying to just get basic information because they probably don't have community resources that they could easily attend a program, attend a support group, or something along that line. So I just think it's a really tragic situation.
Web blocking is modern day book burning. That's just what it is. Keeping information from children to protect the children. That's all that this is.
Protect.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we in dictatorship Cuba? Like, you're really going to stop these children from just getting information? I mean, imagine a kid. Okay, everybody at this table, remember before you came out, Okay, that feeling of loneliness and looking for others that felt how you were. The easiness of going on the internet and finding that and knowing that you're not alone is so important for us. To not think about maybe killing ourselves, which is something that every single LGBTQ person I know has thought about.
Exactly.
Mic drop on FayWhat. Okay.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ